What's up, everyone? Sorry, we had some audio issues to sort out. But here we are. Welcome to the Breath of the Wild 90% tournament. And without further ado, let's actually jump into it. Welcome to the layout, and welcome to the games, and welcome to the comms, to Song, to DGC, and to Mishikuza. Hey!
Hey!
Hello.
Hey.
Oops, timer is not correct. Give me a second to actually update that.
Yep, there we go. There we go.
Okay. So there we go.
Hey,
Seems
this time for
yeah.
real.
Seems to be a little bit of delay on Pika's side, but fine.
It's no delay, he actually just
Started
missed the
late.
start. He
Okay.
just started late.
Yeah.
Well, they are within a second delay-wise, so he actually was just slow.
Already at a disadvantage to SMH.
It's over. Just stop. It's forfeit.
It's over for Jumbo.
Yep.
I mean, no, Pika.
Other way, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think that this is gonna be an interesting match. Well, this is the first match.
Chucky is
losers,
DGC.
right?
Yeah, it's the first one I think we've done on losers. Or
Yeah.
lower bracket.
Also,
Yeah,
yes, we've I am DGC. Hello.
Yeah, losers bracket is completely different. Mainly because if you lose, you're out of the tournament, so people tend to get more nervous in losers. So we'll see how runners deal with that. If anyone is wondering, the game is in French because that's the fastest language by 1 frame over German, which is the second fastest. The main reason why certain languages are faster in this game is because Zelda speaks a lot at the beginning, and she speaks faster in some languages.
We should also note that the German and French difference only comes down to a single frame, so preference is definitely possible. Okay, both players initiating their first skewed, well, not skewed clip, sheer slate clip? Does this have a name officially?
Scope clip. Scope clip.
Scope clip. Okay, there we go. That's just done by running against the wall at a specific angle and then scoping, hopefully pushing you through the wall. Both players succeeding at that and reaching the top. Once you reach the top, all you need to do is stand up. The game does a pretty good job of adjusting Link's angle if you are going through something, so if you are on the majority of one side or the other, you can usually just jump straight back up.
We're gonna see Jimbo. I think he skipped food. I didn't see him pick up
He
peppers.
seems to have skipped food. Pika is in fact getting food. And going back for food that he missed.
Yeah, 1 frame total. In 80%, these are the only 2 cutscenes where you can save time because of language, so it is just 1 frame total difference between French and German. Now the runners are going to be making their way to the Buckling camp to get bow and arrows. I think you guys said Jimbo didn't pick up food, right?
We didn't see him pick up food.
Oh,
no.
Jimbo ran out of stamina. And he didn't pick up food.
Yeah.
Okay, he should be fine though.
At this
He's gonna
point,
do-
He's not
Oh.
fine. He's definitely
He's
not
not
fine.
fine.
He needs to break the box and try to get food.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
Get hit.
Oh, he got food. Okay, he got lucky.
Good of him to know to go back to the box as well. That could have very easily gone wrong. Maybe he already had this as his plan of action. Will he run back to the fire? I am a little behind, I think.
Yeah, you are a little behind.
try and fix that.
He just got up the cliff on our screen.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is a common trend. Let's blame Australian internet.
Exactly.
Okay, with both players now approaching into the shrine, straight in, it would be a good time to actually explain skew clipping. So this is one of the quintessential tricks that we do in any percent and several other categories. It's done by setting the player angle, usually in the opposite direction for what you wish to clip through, and then doing a shield jump into an object that you potentially can clip through. There are some limitations with just regular shield clipping. So essentially you're going to find something you can clip through, initiate your shield jump at your correct angle, and you should be put straight through if the majority of Link's hitbox actually gets through.
I'm just gonna stop you right there because, as Harm pointed out, Pika got a really weird clip into the Stasis Shrine. He got a neutral shield jump, and he went through the wall with a neutral shield jump, which I don't think I've ever seen before, personally.
You can have certain times where you don't even need to execute the entirety of the trick. Generally, when you shield clip, you do need to unequip the shield as you get your skew animation, essentially. In some cases, you don't actually need to do that. The game will just allow you to get through without that fact. And I imagine that might have been what happened there, but unfortunately that was when I was refreshing.
Okay, it's probably gonna be on his Twitter because he took a clip of it. You'll get to see it later.
Both players doing a very simple jump into a shield jump that can cost you quite a bit of time if it goes wrong and you do not have additional food. It's also a very good representation of what the players actually got by landing on their shields and essentially gaining their skew, or storing their skew. You see a big jut to one side. That's that skew. We actually have someone asking if it's best of 3. It is in fact best of 1 still. That is next round.
Now we're gonna see the runners use stasis in order to reach a certain spot where they'll perform the next trick. There's 2 ways to use this boulder. You can either do 4 hits and try to avoid the cliff, or do 3 hits and jump. We'll see what runners are going to use. 4 hits is slightly faster. Pika's going for 4 hits. Jim a little bit far to left. There you go. Very good. Jim on the other side going for 4 hits too. Runners getting nice stasis launches. So now Pika's going to do something called BTB, bullet time bounce. Basically, when you pull out the bow, time slows down by 19 times, but there are certain interactions that don't slow down, like bouncing on a ragdoll in an enemy. So when you exit bullet time, the speed of the bounce gets multiplied by 19. And as you can see,
Very high. But you
yep,
should still make it with this. You'll land close to the hobbling camp, maybe slightly past.
Also, it's interesting to note that with bullet time bounces, if you don't freeze the enemies, it only works on red bokoblins because those are the only enemies that ragdoll with a shield jump. With any other enemy in the game, you have to use an ice arrow to freeze them. Luckily, all the enemies on Plateau are red bokoblins, at least if you're not playing in Master Mode. So that's pretty convenient for us.
Very true. I believe there are other things you can actually BTB off of, but it's generally not very used. I think there's a form of BTB that even uses the Cronus rune.
yeah, I think it's.
Is that a different name?
I don't think it has a different name.
I think, is it the one where you like put a cryo block to the side and then
Jump against it.
you
as
kind of
your
jump against it with bullet time?
ragdoll-esque animation, yes.
I think it's called like cryo boost or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it may in fact have another name.
But it's the same mechanic.
Yes, definitely. Very similar approach.
Jimbo having a little bit of trouble with the BTB, but finally getting it. Going for EST actually. Decided to go for the normal clip. Yeah, having.
Unfortunately landing against the wall with this. Not sure if this one can be even considered a trick. It seems to be a game mechanic, but you can in fact slide across the cryo block that you place and then jump at the height to get a good amount of height and skip part of the shrine. Generally, you would have to run further ahead and place a cryo block under a. I don't know what to describe it as.
It's a bridge, pretty much.
Bridge, yeah, I suppose. And then it lifts up on one side. Walk your way up.
No, because it's gonna be attempting the Magnesis PTV. It's one of the hardest ones. You have to delay entering bullet time a fair bit. The thing that makes this trick relatively hard is that basically when you shield jump forward, you have a lot of forward momentum, but as soon as you pull out the bow, all the forward momentum gets killed and you go straight down. So basically where you pull the bow is where you'll be landing on the Boko. And for the Magnesis one, you need a lot of distance, so you need to bullet time fairly late, and that can be pretty risky. Pick up bullet timing a little bit early, but that's no problem. You can land on the forest and pick up 10 extra arrows, which is
one
gonna
of
be
the
better.
hardest BTBs, but yet also one of the most salvageable if you miss.
For sure.
I think it's very also important to note that although it may be that you just want distance, unfortunately, you can actually go too low on Bokoblin and end up with too little height. So very much enforcing how difficult that specific BTB can be.
Oh, Jimbo sliding off. Okay, the Bokos can notice you if you slide off there. Likely that didn't happen. That was very scary for Jimbo.
Seemingly so, this camp of Bokoblins can notice you almost any time at all. I've had reload attempts where they've noticed as I walked to get in position. Looks like Jimbo may do the same thing.
Well, actually going for the launch instead of picking up the arrows.
Maybe that is evident that he's in fact watching
Yes.
the restream, and he knows he needs to save as much time as he possibly can.
Unfortunately, not getting too many hits on the tree, so he didn't go too far.
Quite difficult, I find, getting hits on that sometimes. It's not as straightforward as... you can't face away from it generally, so it can be quite awkward to get additional hits, which is, I suppose, another trick that we should explain. By facing away from something whilst doing a spin attack with a two-handed weapon, you can actually get an additional hit per rotation. At times against certain hitboxes that can actually multiply into a third. This is used pretty frequently later on in our Blights and Ganon fights, but it is also used early on for a form of getting launches without using excessive amount of time and gaining a lot more power.
I'm having a lot of trouble with this clip. The thing about this clip is that if you miss it once, it feels like you need to set your angle again. For some reason, it's really hard for it to work a second time after you miss it once. There you go, Jimbo finally getting it, entering the shrine, pick on the other side. Exiting Magnesis. Let's see what he does. He's going for box walk. Well, the trick is pretty self-explanatory. You'll see him quite literally walking on the box. Not walking backwards fast enough, but that's fine. If you land on the water, you won't die, and as long as the Bokoblins don't move because of the box, he should be fine. Basically, this BTV... it's not the toughest one to perform, but the way Bokoblins move can easily make you fail. Yeah, as you can see, oh, pick up targeting the wrong Bokoblin. Couldn't get the BTB and he gets sniped.
Oh, that's really rough for
That
Pika there.
is, yeah. He might get spawned back to Magnesis Shrine.
I
Well,
think
outside of
because he fell on
Magnesis.
the. I think it's because he fell in the water. He should spawn near the camp. Because he ran for a bit.
Nah.
No, never mind.
Yeah, that autosave is quite troll, unfortunately.
As most autosaves in the game are.
True.
If you're doing anything that encourages a large amount of movement to the point where the game might not truly understand where Link is anymore, it will generally just pull you back like significant amounts of seconds.
For sure. Basically, with launches and BTVs, that happens a lot since you never touch the ground.
And wind bombs now as well, unfortunately.
So
Also, I'd just like to point out. Wait, actually, does he get the autosave after the box walk? No, right?
No.
No,
You
okay.
can
That's
if you spend long enough attempting the BTB, but it's not a confident one. And unfortunately, if you do in fact get that autosave, the chances are you will not successfully get the Bokoblins to come over to you in the correct way. That's why this bomb split can be extremely detrimental to the time that you put out.
Well, he did just get a really good angle on that BTB.
Yeah,
Landing on the other side, this is the side we in fact want to clip from.
very good.
Through in one.
Jimbo having a little bit of trouble with box walk
One.
as well.
A pretty creative solution compared to just
Indeed.
swimming.
I'm still unsure if this is the correct solution or not, but I certainly think it may be, and I am certainly the type to opt to swim instead.
Oh,
I can't believe
okay.
he got that. Yeah, I thought he wasn't gonna bounce.
That's gonna get him towards that big tree. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh no, that
if
got him all
Boko-
the way. Okay.
Sometimes if goblins are doing weird animations, you don't get the bounce. Luckily, Jimbo got it. We'll see if Pikastroff is going for Wind Bomb. He is. Basically, how this trick works is that you drop a bomb, you enter bullet time, you drop a second bomb, then you detonate the first bomb you dropped, and when you detonate the first bomb you dropped, that actually pushes the second bomb, and in turn that second bomb pushes Link, which gives you bullet speed. I mean launch speed. Hopefully Jimbo goes for it. He got dropped, both bombs a little bit too close, so they both ended up exploding.
That is generally a large problem with trying to gain height with BTBs. Yes, that is a name for them as well, isn't it? It is generally an issue if you're trying to achieve a better height angle that you need to place the bombs at a high point in the jump. Unfortunately, Link does hit a stagnant point when he does reach the top. So if you wait too long, the bombs will go down on top of each other. If you wait too little, you may not get the height you achieved or wish to achieve. Words difficult.
Jimbo going for Wind Bomb 2. If he gets it.
Noticing Jimbo going for wind bomb, but the bomb actually rolling and blowing up the blocks, regardless.
Yeah, if you don't feel comfortable with this wind bomb, it's better to just do the shrine, well, quote unquote, the normal way, the intended way. Oh no, it's very well. One thing about wind bomb is that you take 1 heart of damage every time you attempt it. So if you don't have backup food, you can only attempt it once inside bombs at least, because you can easily take 1.5 heart of damage.
Yes, you do continue to ragdoll after you land after executing wind bomb. So if you're not careful, you can in fact lose all your health, and that can be a very big time loss.
Pika got very good beetle RNG. You need a beetle in order to cook an attack potion later on. So runners need a beetle, and if you don't get the beetle on that tree, you have to go into the forest and look around for it.
It's also very important to note that if you unfortunately do whistle sprint in the forest and scare the beetle away, it can be very difficult to get another one.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
well,
sure there's always 2 that spawn in the
I
forest. but
I
don't
want
know
to say
where.
there's always two.
It's very hit
Indeed.
and miss where they spawn though. They can spawn, I think, the second, well, either or. One of them can spawn quite far to the left, to the point where you'd need to go searching for it, to probably 40 to 50-second extent. It's quite detrimental, especially if you're not careful. You may miss there being a beetle in your general vicinity, and that can cost you quite a bit of time as well.
We're not getting the best RNG, but still getting a really decent beetle. Pikastroff going for Castle BTV, very nice. This BTV is the hardest one by far. If you needed a lot of distance for Magnesis, you need way more for this one. You pretty much have 1 frame to pull out the bow. Mr. Pop won in chat. Mess around with it, and according to him, it's a frame perfect trick. So
if it's wrong, it's Pop's fault.
it's Pop's fault. Blame Pop. CSR blame Pop.
He's not wrong. There you go.
He's not wrong. But yeah, you always want to see. Oh, boxes are taking really long to load on Pika's side. I guess he got that good of a BTB. So he was switching around weapons so that he could load the boxes faster. Fortunately, it took a little bit too long. The cutscene started, which is not the worst. So now he'll be doing a manual save because these crates have a 56% chance of containing at least one banana.
Pika is certainly happy. That is indeed a good result for him.
And Pika did indeed get 2 bananas first try.
On the other side, Jimbo, he got an okay angle, but I think his stamina is quite low, so he's probably going to go for a wind bomb, knowing him. Or he might just go for the slabber, not too sure.
Pika, in fact, almost dying to a Guardian laser. That's quite worrying. And then my view of the video, in fact, resetting quite a few seconds.
Not my one. Not my stream's delayed. I'm going to have to refresh.
No, I believe I actually ended up ahead again on Pika's side, so I think you should probably be in the correct spot.
Jimbo having a little bit of trouble with the wind bomb. This one can be fairly tough. I haven't seen what Jimbo does, but I'm pretty sure you need a super launch in order to make it to the banana room. Basically, a super launch is opening the paraglider on the same frame as the game is lagging. You'll see him using some debug buffers, some pauses in order to make the game lag. And he actually got it. Very nice.
I'm pretty sure if you get the super launch, then it saves time over slabber. If you don't, I think you can do 2 wind bombs, and it's about equal with slabber. I think you can get, if you don't get the super launch, you can get one that goes up to like that wall that's right next to the moat. And that
seems like a pretty good recovery.
That loses a little bit of time to slabber.
Oh,
unfortunately, Pika, yeah.
They're getting stabbed by the Moblin.
Oh, that's a lot of arrows for Jimbo.
It's fine. Autosave is good there. He's gonna spawn right before picking up the shroom, which is not a huge time loss. Jimbo getting banana first right too. It's now his chance to catch up for sure.
Is he? Oh no.
Oh no, he's going for
no.
Alright. Oh,
Okay, alright.
I got it.
We got it.
Certainly a very interesting experience cooking can sometimes be.
Jimbo is clearly going for the wind bomb route because he's keep the bow by the chandelier. It's gonna be
He's
very
gonna have to
interesting.
skip the spear as well.
He should pause. Okay. So the thing
Or
about
run around a bit, or you do need to do something.
yeah, I mean the thing about switching weapons there is that the mobs get closer to you and they start attacking you, so it's better to pause.
Very valid point. Pause also seems to be a very good way to progress the game without actually advancing anything.
Is he not doing the wind bomb route?
Let's see.
Doesn't seem like he actually is.
Yeah, maybe not.
Again, I'm probably talking from the future again.
No, he just picked up the royal bow.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Well, we'll see. Pika definitely going for the library route. With no trouble whatsoever, picking up a backup sword so that he doesn't have durability issues when he says his launch later on.
I suppose none of us can truly be confident about any routes yet after seeing Lim Cubes yesterday. We don't
Oh,
know
for
what
sure.
people are thinking just yet.
Pika not getting the best arrows, but that's still more than enough to go through fights. Yeah,
Generally,
25.
The important part is just not to have none for blights.
Yeah,
Zero can be pretty tough, but at least you can get there.
yeah, you need at least 10 arrows
Nine.
for blights. Yeah, it depends on
Can
how
be
you
done in
fight.
7, right?
It can be done in
8?
8.
Eight.
Yeah.
The only
three,
arrow you can see.
three wind blight, 3 water blight, 2 thunder blight.
You don't need 2 Thunderblight. You do
Well,
Thunderblight 1.
Yeah, but you want to go fast, so
Yeah,
2
of
thunder
course.
blight.
Is it actually slower to get Thunderblight without using an arrow?
It is slower.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna see
Does it-
Pika missing box launch.
So basically, this is the
Definitely have to be more
reason. Yeah. So this is the reason why he picked up a backup sword, because there's 3 boxes here, so he has 3 attempts before he has to reload. And since he wasn't so sure about his axe durability, he decided to go for the sword for these launches. Oh,
Oh!
what? What was that snipe? Where? Oh no, Dali was noticing. That's actually so rare. These are
Oh,
good
So
times.
actually
This
super
is Jimbo has now taken the lead.
Yeah, this might be a good chance to talk about how good the AI in this game is at sniping. Multiple runners have been sniping there. While skill jumping, it's really crazy. But yeah, it's really unfortunate that Lizalf was noticing. That's fairly uncommon.
unusual, honestly.
Yeah. Even if you miss
Yeah,
one
I've
box,
never.
it's-
Yeah, I've never seen that either.
Oh, almost getting sniped again. But that was a nice dodge. Oh, Jimbo not getting the height.
Jimbo not getting it.
Is he gonna make it?
I don't think so. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I
So
feel like this
basic-
problem could be avoided if they all went for the superior box launch setup, courtesy of Mr. Pop 1.
So basically, for this box launch, there's 2 methods. You can just ride the momentum and not jump at all, which is faster. But if you jump while the box is going up, you can easily get a lot of height. It loses a little bit of time, but there you go.
It is
Pikastroff.
near
There
certain
you go.
for what it's worth.
Yeah.
That is you, Pop. You are Mr. Pop 1.
No, he's Mr. Pop 2 actually.
Oh yeah,
this
that's true.
tournament.
His SRL is Mr. Pop 2.
Yep.
Until he forgets that one, and then you give birth to Mr. Pop 3. Etc.
The lowest side for sure. Jimbo, I can't believe Jimbo made it, but hey.
Yeah, I actually didn't believe it was possible to do that, so that's news to me. I suppose if you slow climb the wall, it is still an option.
Yeah,
Also, our runners are basically synced going into Windblight now.
pretty much. If Pika actually,
Extremely close.
Oh,
Pika gets a 1 cycle here,
Yeah.
she's out in the lead. And there you go. Wow.
get some GSA sync in the chat.
Yeah, it's really interesting because while blights are not that hard, you can definitely die here, but blights overall are not that hard once you get used to them. They basically become an execution test. So this is where changes in lead can happen pretty frequently. Especially if both runners are on the same blight. Jimbo having a little
Pika
bit of trouble.
getting the bad ragdoll. I don't know if this is RNG or not actually.
Yeah, it's kind of random for sure.
It seems that you're encouraging it if you're far too close while shooting the arrows, but other than that, it is seemingly random.
Yeah, Jimbo actually getting the 1 cycle on second phase, so he's now slightly in the lead.
Neither runner getting the optimal triple hits on Water Blight phase 1, which does save a very small amount of time.
Can quite, what's again difficult. Can save quite a lot if you are in fact getting those additional hits from the very, very beginning. You can cut that phase time quite significantly.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is an execution test, so
Certainly
one mistake and you're behind.
it's an execution test and in fact an RNG test as well.
Indeed.
Just test your luck.
I mean, to be fair, if you get bad luck, bad RNG on Fireblight, you only lose around 5 to 6 seconds.
That's fair.
It's not
What about
gonna be
Thunderblight though?
worse. Thunderblight, well, you have to be... No, well, there's backups for Thunderblight. If he goes up right away, you just use the old strat, which
Fair
is
enough, that's a fair point.
which is a backup strat at this point, but I hope these runners know. Well, at least I know that Pika should know it because he's been speedrunning for a while, so he used that strat. So again, well, like BT said, there's a big RNG part coming up. Runners will want to 1 cycle Fireblight here, but sometimes Fireblight can get up after you knock him down really fast, so they won't be able to get the 1 cycle if that happens. We'll see. Actually, Fireblight position for Jimbo seems kind of bad to get double hits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Needed, unfortunately. Also, Firelight position for Pika looking bad as well. Oh, barely didn't make it. That was really close.
Pretty unfortunate when Fireblight does in fact land on another object. He generally gets up higher than the ground level.
The thing me and Michi were talking about is that sometimes Thunderblight can go into the air right away at the beginning of this phase. Likely that didn't happen for any of these runners, so they're able to go.
Your manipulation is essentially run at Thunderblight as fast as you can, but sometimes it decides to do otherwise.
And Pika just went for the 0 arrow strat, but I guess we were briefly discussing earlier the Thunderblight phase, which I didn't actually know you could do, so interesting.
Yeah, certainly also
no
one
idea.
cycle in.
Yeah, I've never seen this strat before. I wonder if you still get the shield manipulation. Jimbo actually missing the
Jimbo-
shield manipulation.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, Jimbo's boomerang is losing a lot of durability. But with his arrows, that shouldn't be that much of a problem.
Yeah, Pika having the better fight though, so he is now ahead by the smallest margin. Jimbo does indeed have great arrows, so that might make the difference here, but we'll see. I think that Pika still has really decent arrows, so
Pika's
Again,
arrows are fun. He's gonna go for the 5 extra.
oh, that's really weird.
I don't think he needed it.
I agree with that. But hey, he's a race, so playing it safe is never a bad choice, even if you're this close. So the thing about having good arrows is that because landing on fire, that's really risky. But surviving, he has a 20 food luckily. Might have to keep eating. Ooh, I can't believe he didn't die there actually. He literally walked through fire. What a madman. Yeah, very nice for Pika. But like I said, like even if you have good arrows, if Calamity gives you bad RNG like he gave Pika, it really doesn't matter because you won't be able to spam your arrows if Calamity's all over you.
Both runners was quite interesting starts to phase 1. Calamity sometimes just really likes to crowd you when you're going to pick up those weapons at the start of the fight, like the Royal Claymore and those 10 bomb arrows on the side, and that can make it really hard, especially if you're not prepared.
Yeah, on Calamity corners you can get really rough, but
Ideally, you don't want Calamity to be anywhere near you or anything near another wall.
for sure. At least
Maybe we'll in fact get to see it here, where Calamity decides to just spin around the wall at insane speeds.
Calamity
And
going
Jimbo should be finishing up now. Actually, both runners should be finishing up. Jimbo's gonna finish phase 1 a little bit faster with his better
literally
arrows.
a 2-second difference. Oh, Jimbo getting laser first.
Oh,
try.
Jimbo, yeah, Jimbo getting laser.
Oh,
Is Pika gonna get laser? Pika got laser. as well.
oh my goodness. Okay, it's coming down to Sandlock and Darkness,
Oh my
I guess.
god.
As long as they don't miss Sandlock, it's literally just coming down to execution. Like,
Noticing Jimbo in fact getting the laser slightly closer as well.
it's gonna come down to how many hits they get per rotation here in the Sandlock.
For sure.
Seems like Pika is getting slightly more. Yeah, Jimbo getting 3 hits per rotation. It's looking like Pika is having the better Sandlock.
Yeah, but Jimbo was going for the extra hit before the stun, I think, earlier. He stopped doing that now. He's just going for the spin only now.
Yeah.
And he should be able to throw the Claymore to finish it here.
Oh, Pika, I
play
think,
it safe.
misses Sandlock.
Finish.
Yeah. Pika misses Sandlock.
Oh no.
So basically,
And-
what happened there is that when you break your weapon during the slam, if you break the weapon during the first hit of the slam, like before you hit the ground, the Sandlock doesn't count.
Oh no, Calamity lived on. That's basically nothing. Unfortunately. But he will die to this laser, hopefully.
And he dies.
And even though we do say that Dark Beast is an auto scroller, there is actually time to be saved here, with better shooting and some movement. So he could may be able to call this one back.
He needs Jimbo to make a really big mistake, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, of course, but he's not.
The
He's
ankle,
not. Oh,
the
yeah,
left ankle is the mistake point.
Jimbo getting the first 3
Gets it
hits.
first. Oh, okay. That's a big important one right there. That ankle can definitely catch you off.
No. He can still make mistakes. I mean, for sure, the first 3 targets are the hardest ones, but
Oh, of course.
I've seen people lose plenty of times. Plenty of time on the belly one, for example.
True.
We will see this target practice pretty much, but
Yeah.
you can still lose time. Pika getting his first 3 shots as well.
Pika's got quite an interesting setup for Dark Beast. I don't like he shoots it from quite far away.
Yeah, I think that's a... No, well, yeah, that's slower. If you're properly in position, you can pretty much shoot as soon as the targets appear. Which is something you can't really do with that angle.
Now Jimbo going for the shot on the belly.
That was very nice by Pika, actually.
And he's gonna get it, and this This should be it for Jimbo. He's got one more shot left.
Link, regarde, sur sa tête. C'est maintenant, Link.
And
GG.
there we go. GG's.
GG.
Jimbo with a 39-27.
27.
We're just gonna wait for Pika to finish up here. And hopefully both of our runners could join us
J'étais avec toi
in the commentary
depuis le
for a
début.
That was.
for a post-match interview because this was quite the race.
Tes efforts,
Nah, it was insane.
combat.
That was so crazy.
C'est pourquoi je savais.
Hello, Jimbo.
J'étais certaine.
I saw
Yo,
Jimbo's already
congrats.
in here, so I
Je
moved him in.
savais que tu affronterais Ganon et que tu en sortirais vainqueur.
And Pika's gonna finish at 40 flat.
3 flats.
Link.
Hi, sorry, I couldn't hear you that moment ago. What's up?
Oh, okay. Hello.
GG,
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you.
GG's,
Hello.
GG's.
That was very close.
It was very
Hello, Pika.
close.
Est-ce
Hello.
que tu te souviens de moi?
Hello.
That was a really good race from you guys.
Yeah,
That was
I
really
really
close.
to both. That was really fun to watch. That was amazing.
Yeah, actually, it was very fun to watch, even if I was watching it like delayed and ahead and everything except synced.
You guys
I
were
think it was like really close, wasn't it?
Yes.
you guys were 2 seconds apart after phase 1.
Calamity. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Wait, what?
I especially loved how you two were talking about how Pika was in fact ahead, but on my stream, Jimbo was actually ahead on the video, and it was very interesting.
Wow,
I
that's
think-
crazy.
I think Jimbo was ahead by 2 seconds getting into phase 2 of Calamity, but Pika was like 2 seconds ahead out of Blights or something. Or
I
like
have
5
no
seconds.
clue with
ahead.
this
I
sync
don't
anymore.
I don't remember.
I don't
No,
know.
That was
they-
really
they-
close.
The lead swapped like 5 times during Blight or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, just GG to both. That was a great race.
Thank
That
you.
was awesome, actually.
So
Yeah,
how are you
wasn't-
feeling? Because I'm guessing that none of you were watching the race stream from your reactions.
No, not at all.
What was going through your heads like through the race?
I mean, I knew that I wasn't playing well. I wasn't really frustrated, but like my hand is shaking so bad like the whole time. But yeah, like it went fine. I wasn't particularly angry about any particular thing. It's just a sloppy race for me. I am happy though that I got the super launch from the wall to the castle though. That was pretty
Yes.
good. Although I did get lag capped, so that was fun.
I mean, hey, it happens, dude. That's a very rough,
Getting that super launch is a pain in the ass.
that's a
Never
very
actually got it
hard
tough.
wimble to
Well,
go for.
It's further proving that it is definitely better to just get the trick.
Yeah, when I saw the angle, I was like, I'm not gonna make it, but I need to just
That's
keep
fair.
going. I don't need
I
to.
do think it is very worthwhile. If you reload and you're not confident that you'll get it the next try, it's losing a lot of time. So
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah, overall RNG was fairly good. Both of you got banana first try, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah, I
Jimbo
got
went.
very
Jimbo went
decent
when Jimbo went for the wind bomb to dining hall. I think Saul and I both said, "Oh no!" at the same time. But you got it first try, so good on you.
Yeah.
That's my setup, dudes. I got it.
Your setup, but yeah.
see it. That was
Um,
probably another moment I had to reload.
Oh, you missed it.
but yeah, I think
You
that-
really played with our expectations. You went for the wind bomb to dining hall, and then you did the library route.
Oh, I know that I was confusing you guys. It was just like, I want to save a couple seconds and I'll delay when I grab the bow. But yeah, I knew I was baiting you a bit.
That was actually like insane. I didn't realize that was your intention. That's nice. I like
Yeah, there was a lot of improv going on.
You guys should take some. If you guys aren't doing wind bomb, you guys should definitely take some time to learn the other box launch that I mentioned on the commentary.
Box launch setup?
Yeah, you shoot the box a bit more to the right, kind of like on the right, like on the very right corner, rather than in the center. I'm sure Mr. Pop 1 would be very happy to help you with that.
Well, Mr. Pop 1's a fraud. Mr. Pop 2 is the real runner.
Mr. Pop 2 is the real runner.
One just said the opposite.
Yeah.
And what about you, Pika? How do you feel about the race?
Oh well, that was a crappy race, but at least it's finished.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It was a great race, Pika. Like we both were jittery and playing bad.
For what
I
it's
think
worth,
it-
I can
Well, I
definitely
think
say
you deserve it.
very fun to watch.
You deserve the win, so GG.
Oh, thank you, man. It was an honor to play against you.
Humble.
Speaking of Mr. Pop, if I'm reading the bracket correctly, Jimbo is moving on, and
Yes.
will be playing the loser of Mr. Pop and Keyser Nation,
Right,
which has not been scheduled yet,
of
as
course.
far as I'm aware.
Generally, Pop's matches seem to be scheduled last minute, so we will hopefully see that in the near future.
Are there any more races today? I'm not
No,
too sure.
actually,
Let us-
today there's none anymore. The next race is tomorrow at 4 p.m. UTC, and that's the last lower bracket 1 match, which is Destructive vs. F Future. So,
All right, and then we're gonna be moving. Oh no, not yet. We won't be moving into best of 3 yet for the lower
yes,
bracket,
correct.
but we will for the winners bracket.
For most of it, yeah. Just the lower bracket round 2 matches that are left, if there's any left. I should know, but I don't. That's actually
I think-
the entire.
I think an hour.
That's
I think an hour after that match.
Sorry, what was the question?
That's actually the entirety of the lower bracket round 2
Yeah.
matches left, which is still best of 1.
Yes,
Afterwards, it's
mine,
all
for instance.
best of 3. Alrighty.
Yes.
Has Ghost agreed to do win bombs, Mitchie?
I'm not gonna enforce upon him.
I don't think he
I've been encouraged to stop telling people to do win bombs, so I'm
Fair enough.
politely
fair
going
enough.
to stop telling people to do win bombs. But for those interested, I will be doing win bombs.
Alrighty.
Kill me, Matt.
I'm confident. Be surprised.
Time for us to actually get going. I can finally fix my audio setup, because for whatever freaking reason, it's just broken. Sorry again for the tech issues with the audio in the beginning. I really have no clue what's happening here. As always, you all know me for not knowing shit. So yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. GG to both Jimbo and Pika. And GG
Thanks,
to
guys.
Pika actually overall, who's now done with the tournament.
Time to move to commentary.
Time to move to
Indeed.
commentary. Correct.
Territory.
Yes. join me in only doing commentary because I couldn't submit the time to join the tournament.
Disappointing. You and Rasen
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We'll be back actually later today with the first ever Link's Awakening remake community race on
Ooh.
VSR.
Ooh.
So that's gonna be happening later around 9 p.m. Eastern. The time is not yet entirely confirmed. The current plan is to have it at 1 a.m. UTC. And we'll also have the OT randomizer Freaky Friday race at 11 p.m. UTC if you want to rather watch that. Until then, thanks everyone for watching and catch you later.
Thank you for everything. See you.
Thanks, Pika.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Alright.